I thought it might be fun to start off my video today outside because I have a plan. Uh, this is what I call my herb garden. Believe it or not, this is an old grill that I deconstructed because somebody was throwing it out. And I just filled it with soil and I made it my herb garden. It basically creates a raised bed, which I love. I'm tall, so it's hard to kneel down and get into a garden. So having something at waist level is pretty convenient. But the real reason I'm here today is because I have tarragon growing back here. And it's so great about tarragon. Some people don't love it because it has that like licoricey smell to it. Yeah, it's pretty much licorice. So the thing I love about it though is it makes perfect sense to put it into a chicken salad. It's kind of like the French approach. Tarragon, chopped grapes, toasted nuts, mayo, sour cream, and salt and pepper. I mean, very simple. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make this. This is probably enough for my chicken salad. I might clip one more stem just for fun. But what's great about tarragon is that it's actually hardy. I had a pot of it last year, wintered it over in the pot right in the yard. Came out in the spring and it was already growing before anything else. I couldn't believe it. So I have a big pot of it over there and I have a nice stand of it here. So I'm gonna get on to making the chicken and we're gonna make a nice salad and hopefully eat it. So see you inside. Perfect. So the oven is at 350 preheated. I have parchment paper on a tray. Salt these really generously. And what I'm going to do after that is sprinkle some pepper. I'm going to do coarse pepper that I pre-ground myself. I want it really bold. Since I'm going to take the skin off anyway, I need those flavors to really embed. And I did olive oil. I'm going to have to wash this bottle because I just touched my chicken and the bottle. So we all know the problems and safety precautions we need to take when cooking. Okay, a couple tablespoons. And then what I'm going to do is take the chicken and just kind of slather, wipe it into the oil. Because all those flavors are going to be in there anyway. If I just kind of turn it in there, it gets nice and coated. And I don't have to worry about getting that perfect drizzle, you know? We're just slathering. This is great. Nice even coating, not too much oil because I don't want to fry, but I do want even distribution. All right. So now that I've coated the chicken in oil, salt, and pepper, I'm basically gonna wait till they come up to room temp, put them in the oven, 350 for 35 to 40 minutes till they're perfectly cooked inside. And I'm gonna let them cool completely outside of the oven, obviously. And once they do that, I'm gonna take the skin off, take anything that's kind of like not what I'm desiring from the chicken, and then disassemble, deconstruct, and chop. I like bigger cubes in my chicken salad, and then once I make those nice cuts, I'm gonna have the base for an amazing, amazing chicken salad. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna set the timer for 35 minutes, and then we're gonna check them after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Got a nice bag of walnuts, pieces. I mean, I don't think it's terribly necessary to use the whole halves or whatever you want to call them. So I just buy the chopped. For the pecans, I do buy the halves, but that's because I like to snack on them. All right, so we're going to toast these. No oil in the pan. Just keep it on low-ish, medium, and you'll notice the change because you'll smell them. And then once you start to smell them, you have to keep turning them constantly because nut oil burns so quickly. You'll end up with burnt nuts pretty quick. Don't burn your nuts. You'll be fine. I realized that when I used tarragon, like I said before, it does have like a licorice smell to it, but the licoriceness is so mild, it's almost like an herby licorice, if you can imagine. Some people do not like the taste of licorice, so I totally understand that. Like a fennel bulb has probably the most similar scent. It's very herbal, very tasty, and it goes perfectly with chicken because, as we all know, chicken is kind of bland. So the great thing about this is that it adds delicious flavor. Oh, it's so good. So I gotta stir my nuts. Flip them. I gotta flip my nuts. Ready? All right, chicken looks good, but I'm gonna keep it in for at least 5 more minutes, just to make sure. But it's kind of like I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about overdoing it because 5 minutes, you know, we're good. And they're big pieces of chicken. So finished toasting the nuts. They look very good. They're crunchy now, which is really nice. Sometimes when you have a bag of like walnuts or almonds or whatever, and you have them in the storage, they kind of get a little chewy. When you do this in the dry pan, they crisp right back up. They're so good for a salad. All right, we're done here. These are finished. The funny thing is about chicken breast, when you cook it for a chicken salad, is that it kind of looks like pallid and a little bit like unattractive, but really what's so great is that the flavor is going to be enhanced by all the different things I'm going to be adding. The tarragon, the nuts, the mayo, sour cream, which I may not have. So we'll figure another thing out to add. I mean, you could just do, you know, if I wanted to, I could just do mayo and it'd be fine. But some nice accoutrement to add to this that's going to make it just so. All right, my tarragon, freshly chopped, of course. I did grab some chives that I want to add also at the end, but I've got my tarragon, I have a lemon I'm going to squeeze into it, I have the toasted nuts, and I have my chicken breast. So I'm basically going to deconstruct this and cut it into chunks, and then once I do that, we'll be able to create our salad. And when I do this, generally what I'll do is I'll have like a bowl that's like a throwaway bowl, or the bowl that I want to throw all the stuff that I want into it, and then everything that I want to discard I throw back into the container that I kind of had the chicken in. I did let this sit overnight in the fridge, so it is not hot, which is perfect because I don't want to burn my fingers. But taking this apart will take like 2 minutes, and then I'll be able to construct the salad so fast. I do spend quite a bit of time actually taking care to sort of get all this meat off the bone and remove any of the kind of chewy bits, because I know there are people who are just completely turned off when they kind of encounter one of those chewy bits in the food, me being one of them. So I take the time to really check out every piece and make sure that it's really well cleaned up. And I have a lot of chicken here. And now all I have to do is add a few ingredients and I get an amazing chicken salad that will last me for maybe 4 days. For 2 people to eat a lunch for 4 days, that's a lot of food. Okay, so I get to use my giant mixing bowl, you know, my favorite. So I'm gonna pour the chicken in. So I need probably half a cup mayo, half cup of sour cream. I tend to not measure too exactly because half the recipes tell you to do one thing, half the recipes tell you to do another. Some say use 2 chicken breasts, some say use 3, some say use 5, and some say use like a catering pan. And I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and see how I feel when I'm doing it. I'm gonna do some fresh lemon juice, and you know my technique that I love, which is my little implement here. And if you get one seed in there, it's not going to kill anybody, and it actually will prove that you made it at home with fresh ingredients, mind you. So half and half mayo and sour cream. I'm going to do a big splash of buttermilk, which I love the sourness of this. A little dash of Worcestershire, and probably like one full handful of nuts. And then I'm going to just check to see if I want to add the rest after. The tarragon looks like a lot, but there's a lot of salad here. And generally this salad calls for grapes. I didn't like the way the grapes looked in the store. I just didn't. So it's blueberry season right now, so I'm going to put blueberries in. And I know what people are going to say is, it's going to turn your salad purple. It's not going to turn my salad purple. And the reason is the inside of a blueberry isn't purple generally, it's green. So that's something I've always thought was funny, is that people immediately think things are going to turn colors when you start adding. If you look inside, this thing is green and delicious and tart and sour, which is a great addition to this salad. Pinch of salt. I did salt the chicken earlier, but I did take the skin off, so some of the salt is in there, some of it was removed. Tiny bit of pepper. I want this to be savory, but I want it to have a little bit of a sweet edge too. That's why the combination of all these different things works so well together. A little tiny bit of olive oil, probably like half a tablespoon, and I get to mix. And what's so nice, like Ina Garten says this all the time, but the best kitchen tool is clean hands, and she is so right about that. I agree with that full throttle. This already looks so delicious. I'm very ready to eat this. So just because I am kind of like, I love the pecan and I love the walnut in here, I think I may throw the rest in, which is only like, I don't know, an eighth of a cup. But this is going to be a fantastic salad. Delicious. Let's get dirty here. I did chop some chive, but I'm not sure I'm going to add them. I think I've got everything I want in here. Some people don't love lots of mayo. I kind of don't care. I just want to make sure that my salad is not dry. So, you know, the way that I cook the chicken, very moist, really perfect. Not to toot my own horn, but I did cook the chicken really well. So it's not dry. But if you were to dry the chicken out a little bit in the cooking stage, the mayo is kind of like your insurance policy. And actually that's why I add the buttermilk, because that, the acidity and the sourness of that actually get into the chicken and kind of rehydrate it in a way. So you end up with a really nice flavor and a really nice consistency. So I'm gonna be a pig here and eat a piece. I don't care. With my the tarragon, surprisingly, it adds this herbal like scent that combines with the fruitiness of that blueberry. Is perfect, and the nuttiness comes through, and the chicken is really tasty. I love this salad. Next time you make chicken salad, and if you don't have grapes and you don't have blueberries, definitely recommend dried cranberries. They are so good in this also. I love it. I think you will too. I decided I am going to put some of the chives in. This is one of the most satisfying things to do, is cut chives with scissors. I love it. I don't want to overdo it. I just think like a white onion or a red onion would be so like powerful and overtake this whole thing. I just think a chive is such a nice way to do it, where you have some of that, you know, oniony flavor without being overbearing or really, I mean, sometimes onion ruins food because it's so overdone, especially raw. This looks so nice. God, I wish you guys could taste this. If there's ever a recipe that anybody is interested in me trying or making, let me know. Just say it in the comments. I mean, I'm willing to try to make just about anything. Just about. Yummy. I'm gonna put these into a nice Tupperware. Perfect. So, like and subscribe, please. And if you have any ideas for me to make something or try something or whatever, or shop at a store, I don't know, let me know. My viewership is growing slowly, very slowly, but steadily. And I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying what you're watching. And I think it's kind of fun to do this. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. See you again.